I tried to kill my wealthy husband by tricking him into jumping into a crocodile-infested river. When he didn't surface for a while, I thought I could finally inherit his billion-dollar fortune. But it turns out the old guy could actually swim and was just messing with me. I wasn't ready to give up, so I convinced the rich guy to do a cliff dive for me. Under my influence, he ran to the edge of the cliff without hesitation, took a deep breath, and dove headfirst into the river. Wow. Sure enough, this time he didn't make it back to shore. I looked around and didn't see him anywhere. On the surface, I pretended to call out for him for a while, but inside I was over the moon. I thought my plan had finally worked, but before I could celebrate for even a few minutes, I suddenly realized I had no idea how to drive a speedboat. Watching the boat drift with the current, I quickly grabbed my phone to call the police, but there was zero signal in this remote wilderness. Panicking, I started shouting in all directions, but I screamed myself hoarse with no response. Now I was really freaking out and could only sit on the boat crying helplessly. But that wasn't going to solve anything. So to survive, I tried to figure out how to drive the speedboat myself. After messing around for ages, I somehow managed to pull up the anchor, and through some miraculous series of moves, got the boat spinning in circles at full throttle. This instantly made me panic even more because at this rate, the speedboat would crash into the shore. So I rushed to the pilot house and yanked out the keys. But I was so nervous that I accidentally dropped the keys into the river. While the speedboat stopped spinning, I quickly discovered another deadly problem. There seemed to be a waterfall up ahead. This scared me so bad I didn't know what to do. Realizing the boat would plunge over the cliff soon, I immediately started packing to jump ship. But when I got to the stern, I remembered I couldn't swim at all. Luckily, I noticed a life ring on the boat, so without thinking, I threw the life ring into the river. Watching the life ring drift farther and farther away, I realized that probably wasn't how you were supposed to use it. With the speedboat about to reach the cliff, I had no choice but to grab my stuff and hide in the cabin, curled up in a corner, praying for a miracle. Fortunately, the waterfall wasn't that high, and it quickly swept me to shore. The first thing I did after getting to land was pull out my phone, but there still wasn't any signal. Feeling helpless, I could only scream to vent my frustration. After calming down for a moment, I realized I couldn't just sit there waiting to die. Instead of waiting around to die, I might as well try some wilderness survival in the forest. Maybe that was my way to stay alive. So I put on some perfect makeup, slipped into a stunning red dress, and headed into the dangerous forest. But I hadn't even taken a few steps when I spotted animal tracks on the ground. Following the tracks, I discovered a bear drinking water by the river up ahead. Just as I froze in terror, the bear seemed to notice me too and started walking straight toward me. This scared me so bad I took off running, but since I was wearing high heels, I quickly lost my footing and fell down. In desperation, I kicked off my heels and threw them at the bear. The next second, the bear was totally captivated by the smell of my stinky feet. I used this chance to quickly run into the forest. But as night fell, the temperature in the forest started dropping fast. I could only try to make fire like a caveman by rubbing sticks together, but after ages of trying, I couldn't even get a single spark. With no other option, I had to hop around like a rabbit to keep warm. Just then, I suddenly noticed a white animal that seemed to be watching me. Sensing something was wrong, I quickly ran away. But I hadn't gotten far when I tripped over a branch on the ground and knocked myself out. When I woke up the next day, I discovered that yesterday's white animal was actually a cute little fox. Having gone a whole day without eating, I was absolutely starving. Seeing a bottle of foundation in my bag, I immediately gulped it down, but spit it right back out the next second. The little fox seemed to realize I was probably hungry, so it led the way, bringing me to a place with water. There were some weird little mushrooms growing there that looked pretty appetizing. So without thinking, I picked one, chopped it up with a card, used perfume as seasoning, and enjoyed a lovely natural feast. While I temporarily satisfied my hunger, after eating I started feeling really dizzy. Turns out I had just eaten a poisonous mushroom, and soon the toxins spread through my system until everything went black and I passed out on the spot.